Hey now, say now, welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. We are in the tail end of Season 2, and the team has been very successful in stacking wins. Today, they open with a chance to go undefeated in rivalry games, but need to knock off fellow NorCal school, the Cal Bears. Cal gave us the business last season, absolutely shredding our defense through the air, in a game where Kyon Graves had over 300 yards receiving and 3 scores. The defense will have to find a way to slow down this offense, and we will finish the season dominating our rivals like we've done all year. Let's get into it. Stanford looked to establish dominance early as Elijah Brown calls his own number on the QB keeper. He dashes downfield and he picks up 15 on the run. A few plays later, they take the snap. Michael Ford actually gets the handoff this time. He powers his way up the middle for a nice gain for a few more. Then, with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, ball on the goal line. Michael Ford's going to take the handoff. He plows his way across the end zone for the Stanford touchdown. They jump off to a 10-0 lead on the back of their run game early. Cal didn't have as good as a start as JKS dropped back to pass, but he was quickly taken down by big number 77 Marcus Timmons. Then, on the very next play, JKS only gets a little bit more time to pass before taking a big hit by Adam Chauvelin, and he's sacked on back-to-back plays. Stanford then jumped on the opportunity. Brown's going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, then dumps it short to Cisse. He outruns the defense as he gets down for a big pickup. They get down to the 4-yard line where Brown's going to take the snap from Gunn. He's going to scramble to the right side. He throws it and throws it on a line to Mason Williams for the touchdown. What a throw to thread the needle there as the defender looked to have a chance to make a play on the ball, but it found the receiver. Cal found themselves down 17 late in the second quarter. The Bears look to put together a drive late in the half. JKS drops back. He loads up for a deep shot, but it ends up being intercepted by the defense. KT Saya picks it off and turns it the other way. He's able to juke out some players as he takes it all the way down to the 11-yard line, setting up the offense with a chance to score. And that's exactly what they did on the very next play. Brown's going to take the snap. He jumps it off to Mason Williams, who powers his way through the end zone. Touchdown Stanford. They're all over Cal, 24-0. Unfortunately for the Bears, it didn't get much better from there. Midway through the third quarter, Chris Davis takes a handoff and runs through the middle for a big gain. 40, 30, 20, 10, eventually tackled down at the 5-yard line after a 50-plus yard run. Stanford looks to capitalize after the nice run. One play later, from the 4-yard line, Michael Ford takes the handoff and has nothing but wide open field as he walks into the end zone for another Stanford touchdown, making it 31-3 at this point. Both teams end up trading touchdowns late, but Stanford holds on for a 38-13 victory, taking home the Stanford Axe back from Cal and the latest version of this matchup. Micah Ford takes home game MVP with a 76-yard, 2-touchdown effort, but we also must tip our cap to Chris Davis and his big run at the beginning of the third quarter. Stanford gets to double-digit wins for the first time since 2016, back when they were still part of the Pac-12 Conference. After knocking off Cal, Stanford head to Durham, North Carolina to take on the Duke Blue Devils in a top 15 matchup among teams in the top of the ACC Conference. Both teams are 6-1 in conference play and will punch their ticket to the ACC title game with a victory in this meeting. The team who loses out will either be eliminated for a chance to play if SMU holds serve, who have only lost to our Stanford Cardinal. Action starts off, Stanford ball on the 22. Elijah hits Ismail Cisse on the screen, and he gets blocking downfield, picking up 21 yards. Later on the drive, facing a 3rd and 6, Brown drops back the pass. He's going to try to hit a little curl route, but it's tipped and picked off. Vontae Ford takes it the other way, and he runs it all the way back to the 25-yard line. Big play by the Duke defense to get the early takeaway as Stanford was driving and potentially looking to score on their initial drive. Duke looked to quickly capitalize. Darian Manson hands off to Peyton Jones. Quick cut off the foot. He breaks one tackle, breaks another, and powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils. They strike first off of the points off turnovers. Their defense kept cooking, as on the following drive, Brown drops back to pass, and he's quickly taken down and sacked by Wesley Williams. On the very next play, facing a second and long, he throws it up to save, but it's intercepted again. This time, it's the safety, Jashawn Stone, who snags it away, bringing it back to the 23-yard line. Duke's defense was flying around early in this one. Stanford's defense holds him to just 3 before getting the ball back. They're going to keep it in the air when Brown's going to find Jalen Mbakwe, who runs away from the defense, tries to throw out a stiff arm, but is tackled down at the 44 after a big gain. Later on the drive, facing a 3rd and 5, Brown's going to send forward in motion. Empty backfield now. He takes a snap. Duke sends the blitz. He throws it quick to forward, who outruns a linebacker. He gets down to the 5. He spins off one defender. Stiff arms another. Stiff arms another one. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford. The team stays the course and they punch it in, getting on the board with 7. Cardinal ended up getting the ball back with 2 minutes left in the half. Brown barks out orders before taking a snap. On 3rd and 13, he gets protection before dropping it in a bucket to Mason Williams, who outruns the linebacker chasing him. 20, 10, eventually pushed out of bounds. This set up another goal line appearance for the Cardinal. 2 plays later, Chris Davis is going to take the handoff. He finds a hole and he walks into the end zone. Stanford touchdown. They take their first lead of the game, 14-10. We were not done with the half here though. Darian Mensah trying to get his team downfield to score. He throws it up top, but ends up getting picked off by Jalen Day-Sumlin. He takes it the other way, angles inside before going back outside, and tackled down at the 5-yard line. Great play by the defense to continue the momentum swing before the half. After the turnover, Stanford quickly capitalized as Brown hits Jalen Mbakwe on the slant for the Stanford touchdown. 21 answered to extend their lead to 11 with a minute 26 to play. However, Duke did not line up ready to nail out the clock. Direct snap to Mensah. He breaks 2 tackles and then he sees green. 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Duke Blue Devils. 75 yards to the house as Duke gets 7 back before halftime to keep it close. 24-17 going into the break, and this game has lived up to the hype. Jalen Mbakwe has dominated in the first half with 8 catches already, 83 yards, and a tutty. The speedster has made his presence felt, and it's going to be tough to slow him down. We skip ahead, 4 minutes left in the third, same score, Duke driving, ball at the 23. Mensah's going to fake the handoff and then throws a dot to Cooper Borcarte, who darts upfield for the end zone before tackled at the 1-yard line. After the big play, they set up under center. Mensah's going to hand off to Peyton Jones, and he walks into the end zone for the Duke Blue Devil touchdown. They tie the game at 24 at the methodical drive in the third. Stanford drive now. Tie game facing a 3rd and 6 from the 43. Brown drops back to pass. He drifts further back and throws it up top, and he somehow gets it there as Cisse hauls it in and runs away from the defense, picking up 27 yards. 2 plays later, Brown calls Cisse's number again as he finds him wide open in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Cardinal take the lead back right before heading into the final quarter. Duke ball now in the fourth quarter, ball at the 42. Facing the 2nd and 1. They send a man in motion. Mensah's going to fake the snap, and then he throws upfield and throws a laser to Quayshawn Brown, who is quickly taken down but gains 22 on the play. Few plays later, facing a 3rd and 5. Mensah stands strong in the pocket. He then fires across the middle to Borcarte, who holds on for the Duke touchdown. They tie the game as both teams punching and counterpunching like 2 prize fighters. Stanford ball with plenty of time left, but found themselves in a 3rd and 16. Play action. Brown quickly bails left. He throws it on the run, and of course it's Jalen Mbakwe who hauls it in to convert the down. They drive down to the goal line when Brown's going to hit his tight end Williams for the touchdown. Not only do they score the go-ahead TD, but they drain the clock to just over 2 minutes left in the game. However, on the extra point try, Duke is going to come through and block the kick, keeping it just a 6-point game late. Duke now with a chance to win if they can get in the end zone and knock in the extra point. They drive starts at the 25 when Mensah is going to find his trusty receiver Borcarte wide open, who turns it upfield for 22 yards. Stanford then gets him in a 3rd and short. Mensah is going to check it down to tight end Jake Taylor, who snags it and turns upfield to convert the yards to gain. 2 plays later on the 2nd and 12, Mensah goes over the middle, but it's undercut and dropped by star safety Isaac Smith, who could have called game if he hauled it in. No matter, as the defense forces them into 4th and long, Mensah has to throw it up top, but his man is double covered, and the ball is broken up, and the Stanford Cardinal hold on to beat the Duke Blue Devils. Elijah Brown balls out in the finale with 380 yards and 4 touchdowns to lead the team to their first ACC title game appearance. He had a pretty good season, leading him to break Stanford's single season passing yards record this year. He goes into the history books, and Stanford heads to the conference title game. Now, the big question is, who will they face? Well, after beating Duke, Stanford learned their ACC title game opponent will be a rematch with the SMU Mustangs, who finished 16th ranked in the country, with their only loss being this same Stanford team. A win for either team will punch their ticket to the college football playoffs. That's it for today. Please hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.